Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Torchwood once again. Last time on Torchwood, we had day 2 of the Children of Earth storyline. Yeah, a lot of things happened. We got, Jack's very prolonged regeneration and then eventual, cementing, you could say. And eventually he was saved by Yanto and Gwen and Reese, who were there, and they figured out that the government is trying to kill Torchwood for some reason, and the 456 aliens are coming tomorrow. Or today, actually. It's coming here on day 3, so yeah. Just a quick reminder that Sunday we will have day 4, so I know you guys, we basically have a bit of a break, but that's because I'm not gonna, change up how I do Game of Thrones and stuff, but yeah. So next Sunday, or the next Sunday, we will have day 4, and then the next day, that Monday, we will have day 5, so that'll be interesting. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Let's stick to this episode and previous episodes of Torchwood, Doctor Who Classic, and the Sarah Jane adventures that I have reacted to. And yeah, with that being said, I guess we should just go ahead and get on into day 3. I'm really excited to keep going. I've actually recorded these 3 days all in a row, basically. So, well, not all in a row. I took a break between this and the last episode for lunch, but this is all, for me, it's all in the same day, actually, so that's kind of fun. Yeah, so much Torchwood. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into day 3. Here we go.
All we can do is hope to cover ourselves.
Children of Earth. Day 3. Here we go.
The old team.
Tension is mounting as
yeah, the old team, but instead of Tosh and Owen, it's Reese.
We've been given no answers, no hope.
Can we back up from the TV screens, please?
Our children will come first. The government has refused to speculate.
God, these are hard to look at.
Well, they're treating us like criminals. Let's be criminals. Listen, I trained with the police. I know every trick in the book.
Let's go steal some stuff. Why not?
Come on, boys. Gonna learn some tricks.
You gotta... Oh, I was gonna take credit cards. Oh, are they, like, fake fighting? Ah, distractions. Man, she walked right in front of that dude, too. Just took a fucking car.
I just want to know where he is.
I'll need your name and address.
Ah, crap.
Name and address.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks.
No, don't go after her. Jack's gonna be so pissed. Ah, clean clothes.
I am stinking.
Nice one. And for you, sir? Army surplus special.
Oh, you're
Yes!
kidding me.
Army surplus. Oh, that's perfect. Yes! I love his friggin' outfit.
I've helped you once, and that's enough. If anybody finds out what I'm doing,
Yeah.
it's treason. It's literally treason. Offences like this can be tried
It's
without
treason,
jury.
then.
They can do anything to me. I know, but you
That
said
wasn't that
there
good.
was something at Thames House like this. But where's that coming from?
Ah, the lenses. Now I get it.
It's not a webcam.
I'm a fixed point in time and space.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor says. I think that means it's forever.
Unless of that whole face of Bo thing.
Looked up the files. The kids were taken away in November 1965. The lodge was closing down. They were being taken to a
Jack?
second care home called...
Never knew their names.
Who were they? Jack, tell me, did you know them?
Damn it, Jack.
At his side.
What for? Why on earth would he need you?
It was a private conversation.
You're not the first, you know.
Aw.
They're
Damn.
thinking you're the first.
Then I can come.
Apparently so.
Alright, that's one way of going in.
Never mind that. Now listen to me. We're gonna go
Oh.
out and you're gonna be quiet, okay? Don't make a sound.
So if that's not Jack,
Those
she
things are
she
right.
thinks.
Do you remember? We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Grandma always said there'd be trouble. Then do exactly what she
Oh,
said.
damn.
Start the games.
Oh, nice shot. And she's got a gun. You know what? I bet Jack trained her. Well, Jack or her mother, if her mother was in Torchwood too.
Certainly your father's daughter, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Come on, sweetheart. Stephen, what is it? What are you doing?
Shit.
Stephen, what is it? What are you doing? What's he pointing at?
They're here.
Stop it.
Oh. There they are. He's keeping the elevator there. So that it's only him, I guess? Or just so that no one else will be there. Alright, what do they look like? What are they called, even? There it is. Can't freaking see it, though. Oh, no. Ugh. And they're back to playing. Oh, no.
You call us 4, 5, 6.
That's correct.
Then that is our name.
Ugh. Alright. 4, 5, 6 it is.
And according to protocol, ambassadorial procedure is not made public. You wouldn't be speaking to the entire population, but to their elected representatives. That's how it works. That's all I can offer.
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
That's a start.
It would ensure the smooth running of diplomatic relations between Earth and the 456 if that previous encounter was kept off the record. By off the record, I mean private.
Oh, forget about it.
Between us.
Forget 1950 or 1965.
Colonel Aduya of the Unified Intelligence Task Force.
Okay, so Unit's
And
getting
this
back
is
into
coming
this.
live. That's General Austin Pierce representing the American Armed Forces. He's heading inside Downing
and the
Street
Americans.
right now.
It has to be said that Britain has claimed no rights of territory or ownership over species 456.
But it's here.
Yeah.
Damn well got it right here.
And at every stage of these negotiations, you have excluded UNIT when we're specially trained to deal with these situations.
Yeah.
And I apologize.
And Torchwood.
John Frobisher is a good man. And better than that, he's expendable.
Oh, damn. He's gonna come right out and say it.
It's the man. He's come back after all these years. I can smell him.
What man?
Oh, that's right. Why didn't I never think of that?
Same man.
The guy that was there.
Tell me, is it them? Have they come back?
Yes.
Oh, shit. So he
That's why
knows
you
it.
tried to have me killed.
Because he knew about it.
Yeah, well, how about I go back into that house right now and get your wife?
And your children.
Damn.
Except you won't. Because you're a better man than me.
Damn. He's got you there. Jack wouldn't do that.
And who's the queer?
Oi!
Ha!
It's not 1965 anymore. Queer? I can smell it.
You could smell it. I can never do contacts.
Online, she's doing it.
You need a view of him so that you can. Oh, clever girl.
From
from the Islamic Republic of Iran and the Republic of Iraq.
She
and the
can't-
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And it must be stated on the record that any country not named herein does not indicate their withdrawal from this.
She can't go too far, though, without getting
Time
noticed.
span within which we ask you not to use our children for communication.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Why the 456 chose Great Britain?
You have no significance.
Well, damn.
You are middlemen.
They're on the same side. Whatever happened in the past, they're hiding it.
Yeah, that's true. There's no significance. Don't worry about it. It's totally not that we were here in 1965 in Scotland.
We have a request.
By all means.
We want a gift.
What kind of gift?
Your children. We will take your children.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
No, Glenn, just wait.
He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
The man was Jack.
He's coming.
Our children.
That man was Jack.
10%.
Okay.
We want 10%.
In 1965.
Walk into the light. Go on.
Jack, you son of a bitch. Why?
I gave them the kids.
Which Jack was this, too? I assume this was Torchwood Jack.
1965, I gave them 12 children.
What?
So they would leave.
As a gift.
Ah, damn it. Ah! As a gift. Oh, man. That's a weird way of saying it, though. Why as a gift? Was that as a gift, or was that to get rid of them? Or to get rid of the 456? Oh, man. Alright. Oh, Jack. Oh, and see, that's the thing. It's like, this is totally something Jack would do. It really is something Jack would do. Oh, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're gonna go through the notes like I normally do, and then we'll talk about that. All right? All right. Cool. Okay. I didn't write as many notes as last episode. I don't even think. Oh, definitely. I wrote like a ton of notes on episode 1, and then less on episode 2, and now less on episode 3. So the notes are starting to diminish a little bit, but I think that's because there was so much setup in the first episode. So yeah, this is still a decent amount of notes. This is more than a normal Torchwood episode, I think. So yeah. All right. So the first thing I wrote down was them being criminals. I like that at the beginning, where they basically said, like, okay, if they're treating us as criminals, why don't we just be, why don't we do that? And so it's like, okay, well, we need all this equipment and stuff like that. So I like that they just went and they stole a bunch of stuff. It's like, that's actually very clever. So that was interesting. The next thing I wrote down was the names. And so the names of the people that were also assassinated when Jack was supposed to be assassinated, but of course he survived. So basically those people, I guess they were involved in this whole thing. They were involved with, this whole deal with the 456 back then, basically. And so in order for Britain to keep that a secret, they tried to assassinate everyone. It just didn't work on Jack. And that's the thing, is that he never knew their names. All he knew was that they were also involved with this. I would assume they're part of Torchwood, but I don't know. This could just be a sort of a government thing. All right. I wrote down the contact lenses. That was really cool to see, because I had kind of forgotten about those, and it's like, yeah, they did have those. I remember, I think it was in the first Martha episode that they used that so that they could watch as she went through. So that's kind of cool. It's also like, it's very much like a nice like sci-fi sort of spy like gadget. It's like, oh, these contact lenses are secretly cameras, and it's like that's cool. So I like that they brought that in, and I like that they use that in conjunction with Lois. So Lois has another purpose. Like, I like that. They're definitely like, I get the feeling they're gonna recruit her to Torchwood. So that'd be cool. Let me pop everything. Alright. The next thing I wrote down was Alice. I do like that she was maybe not trained. Obviously, she's not a Torchwood agent, but she's like trained enough. I assume her parents taught her enough to where she starts to recognize scenarios. Like okay, she started to go outside and then she heard a dog like whimper, and it's like, okay, that's the sound of a dog that's like been taken out. You know, whether that dog died or was just like, you know, knocked unconscious or something, that, I don't know. I would hope that it was knocked unconscious, because dogs should not die, ever. Unless they have, like, I guess rabies or something. That's a different point that I'm trying to make. Anyway, so that's cool, and they said that, it's like, oh, wow, you really are your father's daughter, and it's like, I also like that we got a bit more on her, where, like, now we know her mother was also a Torchwood agent, but she was a Torchwood agent that had this daughter with Jack, and then basically got away from Jack, and then eventually died of heart disease or something, or just a heart attack or something. So that was also interesting. So you can say like, oh, well, she's Jack's daughter. She would have been, you know, she would know this sort of stuff or something. It's like, yeah, she's kind of like Jack. It's like, I also like the idea that part of that is her mother was Torchwood as well. So that's interesting. The 456, we finally got not a full look at them, but we got a bit more of the 456. It's interesting that that's just what we're calling them, the 456. But yeah, that is definitely interesting. And yeah, I don't know what's up with them. So they don't have a mouth, they have speakers, basically. And I assume that part of that is, like, that was part of the chamber that, you know, they sent the specific instructions on how to make the chamber. So I imagine the speakers were part of that. So they don't actually talk. They have some sort of gross goo that they expunge. And it looks like a bunch of, like, kind of crab heads or something. It's like, yeah, I don't know what the heck this guy is, the 456, but that is interesting. We talked about forgetting 1965, forgetting the whole incident, which is interesting, and Jack being the only one who... So Jack was, you know, when they started talking, you know, when Jack and Frobisher were on the phone, it is interesting, you know, it was an interesting twist. It's like, oh, okay, so he was involved in 1965 in Scotland, like the first time I guess the 456 showed up. So that's interesting enough. And then this is all coming back, and that's why that's why they were trying to assassinate him. So that was interesting. I wrote down Frobisher. Interesting. It makes sense that the Prime Minister would want Frobisher to do it, because it is sort of a thing where it's like, okay, he's basically covering his own ass with this, because, you know, he did say, like, okay, the United Kingdom was pretty much fully involved in this. We didn't involve UNIT. We didn't involve the United States or anyone, or the UN. We violated UN, you know, protocols, basically. But in a way to, like, make sure that this all worked out was to have the civil service do this. Was to have them make first contact, and that landed on Frobisher, who when he first talked to the 456, it was clear like he doesn't want to be the one that has to do this. He even says like, okay, well, I'm glad we made this first contact. We're gonna go. We'll get you an actual diplomatic delegation, have them, and they will talk. But now it's fallen back on him to be the diplomat, basically, with the 456. But yeah, and it's all like the Prime Minister said. It's like it's because he is expendable that they pretty much allow this. So yeah, and then First Contact. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting to have that. This whole delegation and stuff like that, and you have in the Prime Minister's briefing room, you have him and the general from the United States and the general from UNIT. They're all there too, and they're telling him to ask questions and stuff like that. So that's all interesting. Yeah, and then okay, so the man. So it's interesting because I didn't think about this until Clem said it. But there was a man with them, with the children, because I didn't even process, register in my head. But yeah, when in that first clip they show, it's we pointed out that, Clem was the only one who sort of turned back and was kind of hesitant. And that's why, he escaped. But now I remember there was someone standing behind him. There was a man standing behind him, and it's I completely forgot about that. And not only was there someone there pretty much delivering the children to the 456, but that man is Jack. Okay. And this also ties into the 456 want 10% of all the children of Earth, basically. Why is that necessarily? Why do they want the children? Specifically, why do they want the children? We don't know, and I don't know. I would assume Jack doesn't even know. He even said, oh, well, it was a gift. And it's what? What does that mean? Now, here's the thing. Jack being the guy, I would assume that this is not a time agent thing. I would assume this is not from when he was a time agent, but I would instead wager to guess that this is another Torchwood mission that he was on. That he was dealing with the 456 for Torchwood, and the thing about this is, him giving up the children to the 456 does actually make sense, and it is kind of in character, because you go back to episode 5 of series 1 in Small Worlds, there was nothing they could really do to get rid of the fairies, basically. They couldn't do anything. And Jack said, okay, if we give you the child, will you go away? And they said, yes, we will go if you give us the chosen child. And he was like, all right, fine, then take her. And he did it really reluctantly. You could see it was eating him up having to do that. And everyone, was giving him shit for it because they were like, you shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have caved, basically. But he says, what else could I have done? And now it's interesting that little episode where stuff, it was just a small one-off episode, that is sort of tying in full circle. That is something Jack Harkness would do. Jack Harkness would sacrifice these children in order to basically get rid of the 456 and protect the Earth. That's the thing. That's why, when they says, we will kill a lot of people, in Small Worlds, that's why he gave up the child. So this does make sense. Unfortunately, this is in character for Jack. But, to that effect, why does he specifically say it's well, it was a gift? And he said it so odd. It's what are you talking about? So, it's you don't have to phrase it that way. You could just say it's because we had no other choice. I don't know. But you can tell it still kind of ate him up because he said, I didn't know their names. And it was better to not know their names. It made it easier not to know their names. It's well, geez. But that is totally something Jack would do, so it's it's a twist, but it's a twist that does make perfect sense. So yeah, I am curious as to where we go next time There's 2 more episodes, and unfortunately, this is the last one I'm watching tonight. So, yeah, I gotta wait like a week before I get to the next 2, but I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to get going. So far, this has been really amazing, and yeah, and I'm so curious as to where we're going with all this. So, yeah. So, one more reminder, next Sunday, we will watch Children of Earth Day 4. I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys then. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Torchwood reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.